WVII Bangor.
This is ABC7 News at Noon.
A coalition is calling on the Maine legislature to join other states that require employers to provide paid family medical leave. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. A trial that could determine the future of CMP's proposed $1 billion hydropower corridor is underway. And lawmakers and advocates in Maine are speaking out following conflicting federal rulings over the abortion pill. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories coming up. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey Susan, happy Tuesday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Lou G and Fredericks, across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. Here we go, some advisories posted. This right here is a small crowd advisory that's posted until about 2 p.m. for your Wednesday. We will be dealing with some surf that will be getting rather active though, with gusty winds today and also in the parts of tomorrow. So make sure you are ready for that. But as you do take a look at the radar right now, we did have a little bit of return, so maybe a few of you saw some raindrops if you're lucky, but otherwise the general idea are clouds. We'll be under a partly cloudy sky in general for us today. So watching mainly some clouds moving in from the north and west, going toward the south and east. So I'll pull this map further off towards the north. This is going to be pushing in, so a partly to maybe mostly cloudy sky will be expected with a few raindrops possible later on tonight. No big deal though, but you might just notice them from time to time, and that'll be about all. But by Wednesday morning though, we might just be dealing with again a mixture of clouds and sunshine, and that'll be about all there. But also some winds reaching up around 15 to 20 miles per hour sustained at times, though, especially over the ocean. We'll keep that going through Wednesday before it starts to relax during the afternoon period. So your forecast for today, mid-60s, mostly cloudy and breezy. Southwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. For tonight, lower 40s, partly cloudy with a few sprinkles out there. Southwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period. Overall, a mostly cloudy sky, temperatures in the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. A coalition is calling on the Maine legislature to join other states that require employers to provide paid family medical leave. They gathered with supporters in Bangor on Monday to talk about why it's so important. Our Matthew Durantzik has the story.
Outside Bangor Public Library Monday afternoon, Mainers for Working Families pushed for legislation that would provide a way for Mainers to take some time off for family or medical reasons.
We've never become closer to passing this program in the past several decades of advocacy than we are right now. And Mainers can't wait a moment longer for this to happen.
The press conference was called after the organization recently released an open letter signed by more than 100 healthcare providers calling for an established paid family leave policy. Among those who attended the conference was Senator Maddie Daughtry. She says the state needs to do a better job in taking care of its citizens.
Maine is an outlier in New England. We are the only state that does not have some sort of paid family medical leave program, and 13 other states have already passed this already.
Statistics from the nonprofit organization Maine Paid Family Leave show 77% of Mainers do not have access to paid family and medical leave. Penobscot Community Health Care's Chief Executive Officer Noah Nesson says he's witnessed firsthand the effects of not having that option.
To me, paid family medical leave makes a lot of sense to help reduce that barrier for people to do the right thing for themselves or for a loved one.
Mabel Wadward Center Community Engagement Coordinator Aspen Rowland says it's time for the state to do the right thing.
People should be able to take care of their health and their well-being, their families and their loved ones without having to worry about keeping the lights on, keeping the heat on. And, we deserve to be able to take care of ourselves.
Senator Daughtry is heading to Jackson Laboratories to meet with several Maine businesses and is expected to travel across the state to push this matter. In Bangor, Matthew Durantzik reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
A Waterville woman accused of setting small fires with Molotov cocktails has been found not responsible by reason of insanity. 37-year-old Melissa Brezniak has been arrested last year for starting multiple fires with Molotov cocktails made from wine bottles. A number of small fires were found near Cool Street in Waterville. According to police, Brezniak was in a mental health crisis when the fires took place and called police to ask for help. She's currently in a psychiatric facility in Bangor where she'll remain until she's no longer a threat to the public. Detroit Fire responded to a corner of River Road and Bean Lane for a grass fire on Monday. Our crew arrived on scene around 3:30 p.m. A firefighter said that a grass fire had started and spread near a trailer at 2 Bean Lane. That home was spared, but the fire continued to spread to a neighbor's property and destroyed an RV being used as a shed. It was also stopped before a nearby home was damaged. Crews from Detroit, Plymouth, Pittsfield, and Newport all responded to the scene. There was a happy ending to the search for a missing 11-year-old girl in Damariscotta. Authorities were called yesterday after the child became upset with her mother about having to go to school. Her mom thought she was going to the car when she left the house around 8 o'clock Monday morning, but she wasn't there when she came out to drive her to school. Friends and family searched for her and called police when they couldn't find her. Game wardens, a state police pilot, and a drone from the sheriff's department were all called in to look for the girl. Game warden Jake Voter and his dog Coda started searching near the family's home, and the canine started circling around a pine tree at about 200 feet into the woods. The warden didn't see anything at first, but eventually noticed the girl about 20 feet up in the tree. That's when she climbed down from the tree and was reunited with her very relieved family members. A trial could determine the future of CMP's proposed $1 billion hydropower corridor is underway. Central Maine Power Company's parent company, Avant-Garde, argues they have a vested right to finish the project even though construction was suspended in November of 2021, when Maine voters rejected the corridor. The jury, made up of Cumberland County residents, could decide whether construction of the project can proceed despite being stopped by voters in 2021. The battle over CMP's $1 billion transmission corridor has been fought in the legislature, regulatory proceedings, and the ballot box. Lawmakers and advocates in Maine are speaking out following conflicting federal rulings over the abortion pill. It could become illegal in just 4 days after a federal judge revoked FDA approval. A.J. Douglas talked to stakeholders to learn more about the fate of abortion medication here in Maine.
On Friday, a federal judge in Texas ordered a hold on abortion medication mifepristone, despite more than 2 decades of approval from the Food and Drug Administration. However, another federal judge from Washington state ordered U.S. authorities not to make any restrictions on the drug. 2 conflicting rulings, which put access to the medication in limbo.
Very upsetting. It is based in a political agenda. It is not based in safety concerns, in medical science. It is purely politically motivated.
According to Planned Parenthood, women can take abortion medication within 11 weeks of pregnancy. Mifepristone is usually paired with misoprostol. Health professionals report the secondary drug can stand alone if access to mifepristone is eliminated.
Even without mifepristone, we do still have medication available legally and safely.
Lawmakers in Maine are chiming in as the mixed rulings could potentially affect states across the country, even those that have continued to legalize abortion.
Those rights will be protected as best to our ability. A federal ruling makes some changes that we don't have as much control over.
Abortion medication has been prescribed through telehealth, even in states that have banned abortion. Anti-abortion advocates have disputed the use of telehealth services to be used to access abortion medication via mail. Republican Representative Reagan Paul has proposed LD 1249, an act to provide quality care by prohibiting physicians from prescribing abortion-inducing drugs here in Maine.
Telehealth is one of the things that we learned so well over the pandemic of how important it is in general, but especially for us as a primarily rural state.
The clash in rulings could result in the final decision to be made in the Supreme Court. There are currently 8 abortion bills proposed by Maine legislators at this time. In Bangor, A.J. Douglas for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The Jonesport Planning Board's decision to allow the Kingfish project to move forward is coming under fire. The group called Protect Down East has filed a court appeal. Protect Down East calls the project an industrial-sized fish farm. An attorney for the group pointed to the state's acknowledgement that the water quality would be degraded, but then relied on one study which found that social and economic benefits to the state outweighed the environmental damage to the coastal community. Protect Down East says at the end of the day, the Jonesport Planning Board had stricter guidelines than the state, and it chose to go with lesser restrictive standards, which the group claims was a legal error. The Lake Road in Levant is closed indefinitely following a culvert failure over the weekend. The culvert allows the Black Stream to pass under Lake Road, which serves about 500 vehicles a day. The Maine Department of Transportation says the culvert, which is nearly 40 years old, showed no immediate signs of potential failure and was listed in fair condition. MDOT is planning to replace it with either a new culvert or a bridge, which was already part of the department's 3-year work plan. MDOT says it's moving the project along as quickly as possible. The agency says the Lake Road will not reopen until 2024 or 2025. There is a detour available that is approximately 6 miles long. Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, a bill before lawmakers would authorize the creation of harm reduction centers in Maine. We've got the details when we return.
When Rowell's Garage in Dover Foxcroft wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance.
At Living Innovations, we build community. You can be a part of it. We put supporting people first, and that builds a caring community within our workforce and for the people we serve. Living Innovations supports people with disabilities and has flexible work opportunities available. You could become a shared living provider and work from home, or help support people to be active in the community. To learn more, visit livinginnovations.com and check out our employment and home provider opportunities. Become a part of Living Innovations and be part of a community with a purpose.
Look at the skin, baby. She is glowing. She is one of one.
With new Olay Hyaluronic Body Wash, 95% of women had visibly better skin.
My skin is so much more moisturized.
See the difference with Olay.
Want luxury hair repair that doesn't cost $50? Pantene's Pro Vitamin formula repairs hair, as well as the leading luxury bonding treatment for softness and resilience without the price tag. If you know it's Pantene.
She found it. The feeling of finding the psoriasis treatment she's been looking for. Sotyktu is the first of its kind once daily pill for moderate to severe plaque psoriasis for the chance at clear or almost clear skin. It's like the feeling of finding that outfit psoriasis tried to hide from you, or finding your swimsuit is ready for prime time. Dad, once daily Sotyktu is proven to get more people clearer skin than the leading pill. Don't take if you're allergic to Sotyktu. Serious reactions can occur. Sotyktu can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB. Serious infections, cancers including lymphoma, muscle problems, and changes in certain labs have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, liver or kidney problems, high triglycerides, or had a vaccine or plan to. Sotyktu is a TYK2 inhibitor. TYK2 is part of the JAK family. It's not known if Sotyktu has the same risks as JAK inhibitors. Find what plaque psoriasis has been hiding. Ask your dermatologist about Sotyktu for clearer skin. So clearly you. Sotyktu.
I got hurt in a car accident, and I've got some questions. Can a lawyer start working on my case for no money up front?
I answer car accident questions like these every day. Call the twos. We win for you.
Call 222-2222.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
A proposed bill would authorize the creation of harm reduction centers in Maine. It would make Maine one of the few states where addicts can receive health screenings and other services while still using drugs in a supervised setting. As Devin Dagnall reports, supporters say it will help stop the growing number of overdose deaths.
Monday afternoon, the Standing Committee on Health and Human Services heard testimonials regarding LD 1159. Sponsored by Representative Lori Osher of Orono, the bill would allow for the creation of overdose prevention centers across the state for 2 years after its approval. Those centers would provide a space for people to use pre-obtained substances under the supervision of addiction medicine physicians and nurses.
There's a whole suite of services that are already legal and available. This is the one piece that is not legal yet. So this bill says that people can bring the drugs that they have found or they have purchased or whatever into this place, and that the people who are working in that place will not be held liable for that.
Osher states that the centers would also provide resources for drug rehabilitation. According to Osher, LD 1159 has received tripartisan support from Republicans, Democrats, and independents alike, despite opposition for the bill coming from Governor Janet Mills.
It's unfortunate that it's taken this long to be talked about in such a way. Even colleagues of mine have lost loved ones to overdose deaths. Every overdose is a policy failure.
By itself, LD 1159 doesn't guarantee the creation of any centers. Whether or not they come about is the decision of individual communities.
And actually what's embedded in there is that the communities have to approve it. It will only be in places where the town says that they want it.
Osher says if a community was to decide to create an overdose prevention center, it would cost Maine taxpayers nothing.
Why? Because our state is one of the states that's sued for the opiate producers, and so we have opiate settlement money, and so if this bill passes, that we would be proposing to request funding from the opiate settlement money.
In Augusta, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Social workers with Northern Light Home Care and Hospice were at the Durgan Center Monday to discuss advanced care planning. The team answered questions from participants and discussed options for end-of-life care, including how families can plan ahead if a loved one becomes ill and cannot communicate their wishes. They also explained the process of becoming a power of attorney. Eastern Area Agencies on Aging's Community Services Manager highlighted the importance of having these conversations.
People just assume that they know what their family wants, and sometimes their family is going, I don't know what you want. If something happens, I'm not going to know what your best wishes are, and they struggle with the guilt if they made that wrong decision.
She says to reach out to Eastern Area Agency on Aging if you have any questions or are in need of resources. There seems to be an endless amount of options for after-school activities available to students today, from robotics to chess, sports to theater, and the list goes on and on. Bangor High School even has a knitting club. As Jody Hersey tells us, it's just the right fit for those who love to make something out of nothing.
It's not too hard. Some people think it's hard, but personally, I enjoy it. I like the challenge of it.
Knitting is a skill as old as time, and it's making a comeback at Bangor High School.
You can make anything from like a dishcloth, which is like a simple square, to like clothes. Yeah, you can make anything, really.
Inside the Bangor High School library, nestled among shelves of books, the school's knitting club meets twice a month with yarn in hand.
I take pride in being able to teach anyone anything that I can within my caliber, and I just really like to see this skill grow in people.
The club, which was started by high school senior Delana Kessler, has members that enjoy both knitting as well as crocheting.
Knitting a hat is probably my favorite thing to do right now. I'm still a fairly new knitter, and hats are just so easy.
The knitting club isn't a large group, but its ability to give back to the community is tenfold. Earlier this year, the students made hats and donated them to the homeless shelter. Now they're working on items to send to Tanzania.
A UMaine student in the nursing program reached out to me because she heard about our club, and she was like, you know what, we're taking a trip to Tanzania in May, and we're looking for some baby stuff, baby hats, washcloths, baby blankets. So that's what we're working on right now.
Students who are spreading kindness to the community and beyond while knitting together some great friendships along the way. In Bangor, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
After the break, we'll take a look at a new study on children and the COVID vaccine. We'll be right back.
Asthma isn't pretty. It's the moment when you realize that a good day is about to become a bad one. But then I remembered that the world is so much bigger than that with Trelegy. Because one dose a day helps keep my asthma symptoms under control. And with 3 medicines and 1 inhaler, Trelegy helps improve lung function so I can breathe easier for a full 24 hours.
Trelegy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Trelegy contains a medicine that increases risk of hospitalizations and death from asthma problems when used alone. When this medicine is used with an inhaled corticosteroid, like in Trelegy, there is not a significant increased risk of these events. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase risk of thrush and infections. Get emergency care for serious allergic reactions. See your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy for asthma, because breathing should be beautiful.
Honey, where's the countertop?
I sent it out to the granite shop this morning to be replaced.
Wow. The quickest turnaround in the business, the Granite Shop in Sedgwick.
Looking to haul a new piece of equipment? Homeowners or commercial, Coops Truck and Equipment has the right trailer for you. Coops is the largest dealer of truck flatbeds and hauler bodies in this state and can replace any old rusty bed or outfit any new truck. Our full service facility can modify all truck and trailers with steel and aluminum fabricators on duty. We are your go-to place for CM truck bodies, H&H trailers, and load trail trailers. For trailers, truck bodies, truck outfitting, and more, it's Coops.
The Ellsworth Fire Department has now secured its very first ambulance. You can see Deputy Chief Doug Beltate and Captain Taylor Kennedy standing next to the new rig, which was purchased through Ambulance Network of Elizabeth, New Jersey. The department said the unit will be used temporarily as a first responder non-transport vehicle to all medical calls in Ellsworth. Then, once the proper licensing and staff training has been completed and the needed medical equipment has been set up in the unit, it will transition into full duty. In a post, the department thanked the Ambulance Network and the City of Ellsworth for their support. University of Maine's Volunteer Ambulance Corps hosted an open house on Monday to show off some new safety equipment. The event marks the end of Phase 2 of upgrades to provide the vehicles with better internet service and safety cameras, as well as software to help create a safer care service.
It's going to help us integrate between units better. It's going to help us integrate our communications between what's going on in the back with the patient, with other healthcare providers. It's also going to help us hopefully be safer out there on the roads and create a safer environment for everybody else.
The University of Maine has had a volunteer ambulance corps for 50 years. This group is made up of all UMaine students that are on call 24/7 to take care of fellow students. The new upgrades to the ambulances will help keep both providers and patients safer while responding to emergency calls. Not enough children have been vaccinated against COVID-19. That's according to the findings of a new study that also pointed to racial disparities. With more, here's ABC's M. Nguyen.
As you plan out the next month with your kids' sporting events, music lessons, and after-school carpooling, be sure to schedule in times for vaccination appointments as well. As of August of last year, only 1 in 3 children between 5 and 11 years old had a dose of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. Numbers look slightly better for teens aged 16 to 17. 2 in 3 received at least 1 dose of the vaccine. And slightly over half the kids between 12 and 15 years received at least 1 dose of the vaccine. The lowest vaccination rates were in Black children between 5 and 11 years old. Vaccination rates were highest among Asian children. The COVID-19 vaccine is safe for kids and the best way to protect them from getting seriously sick from the disease. With this Medical Minute, I'm M. Nguyen, ABC News.
When we return, Devin Biggs will have your 5-day forecast.
This is Eargo. They automatically enhance your hearing wherever you are.
Ours comes with buttons on the back, so you can fiddle around to your heart's content.
Like the 80s all over again.
Cool, right?
For a limited time, get $300 off our latest device.
For your most brilliant smile, Crest has you covered.
Nice smile, Brad. Nice, thanks.
Crest 3D White, 100% more stain removal. Crest.
We used to struggle with greasy messes. Now, we just freak, wipe, and we're done.
With Mr. Clean Clean Freak, conquering messes is that easy. Clean Freak's mist is 3 times more powerful, and it works on contact. Clean Freak, just freak, wipe, done.
Keep It Quilted means you keep it the best. 3 layers of plush comfort you can see and feel. Keep It Quilted because the best parts of your life deserve the best.
They're here.
So don't settle for anything less. Keep it quilted with Quilted Northern.
Hewitt Lift and Rolodoc creates
the strongest, simplest, and most reliable dock system.
With one simple goal:
to get you on the lake
faster and easier than anyone else.
Because at Hewitt,
we build stronger.
After 40 years of quality building, we get it.
Hewitt family builds for your family.
For your family.
For your family.
Stand on the solid foundation of the Hewitt family.
Docks, pontoon legs, and boat lifts.
You work hard, play harder. You deserve a Hewitt.
I got hurt in a car accident, and I've got some questions. Can a lawyer start working on my case for no money up front? Could I settle my case without going to court? Shouldn't I just trust the insurance company to give me what's fair?
I answer car accident questions like these every day. Call the Twos and let's talk about your case.
I called the Twos, and Lowry & Associates got me $300,000.
Call the Twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do you do? Call 222-2222.
Welcome back. It was a little bit warmer walking the dog this morning. Let's check your full forecast with Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, here we go. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, they are Paramount. Give them a call for a free estimate today. All right, let's get things rolling here. A small crowd advisory is posted till about 2 p.m. on Wednesday, so active surf will be the general idea, especially later today with the winds that we'll be picking up. And we're going to be taking a look at that as we do proceed forward. We'll check that out in a little bit. But otherwise, though, watching some clouds tracking in from the northwest, going to the south and east, and maybe a few raindrops that have developed from time to time as well. But here's the cold front here that's bringing all the clouds with it. This is going to be moving in. That could give us a few raindrops tonight, but again, overall, we'll stay rather dry. These raindrops that we do see will just basically be a few sprinkles, and that'll be about all there. And we see that with Futurecast. Mostly cloudy today. Some areas can see a few raindrops, but that'll be about all there. But by Wednesday morning, all that gets out of here. We'll see some sunshine and a few passing clouds from time to time as well. And then by Wednesday night, again, a few passing clouds, but otherwise the clouds start to thin out a bit by Wednesday night and the parts of Thursday morning. Maybe a few more passing clouds as we head towards Thursday morning when the day starts as a result. But otherwise, though, some gusty winds on the way from time to time today, reaching up to around 25 to 30 miles per hour at times. It will pretty much press repeat later on tonight and the parts of tomorrow, but some gusts could reach up to 40 miles per hour at times, so a few of you will need to be careful with the winds as they do proceed through today and also in the parts of tomorrow. Wave heights are calm for now, and the key word is for now. These will start to increase with the gusty winds, especially during the afternoon period, so make sure you are ready for that as that next system starts to approach. Our average high temperature is 51 degrees. We'll reach for the middle 60s today. Upper 50s Wednesday, so we're cooling off just a little bit. Mid 60s Thursday, lower 70s by Friday. That will feel nice, right? Then we start to cool off Saturday to the mid 60s and back in the 50s again as we get towards Sunday and also in your Monday. And so our snow's melting with all the warmer temperatures as a result. Nothing left in Bangor. Some other spots, maybe just a little bit left over. Caribou is still about 15 inches or so on the ground. Well, all that snow melting quickly with the warmer temperatures setting up shop. So the forecast for today, mid-60s, mostly cloudy and breezy. Southwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. For tonight, lower 40s, partly cloudy, a few sprinkles out there. Southwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. For tomorrow, upper 50s, partly cloudy and windy out there. The northwest wind getting up to about 35 miles per hour at times. Your Paramount Paving extended forecast. By Thursday, partly cloudy, highs in the middle 60s. We're back in the low 70s by Friday with a partly cloudy sky, and mostly cloudy by Saturday, highs in the mid-60s.
Love those temperatures. Thank you, Devin. Today is National Pet Day. The United States observes National Pet Day on April 11th each year, so make sure to treat them a little extra special and maybe share one of your cutest photos on social media to show off your furry friend. Well, that's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening with Peter Dubois and Beth Jones on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.
probably seen those ads on TV with the out-of-state 800 number that look like information from Medicare.